Yes, YouTube, what are we saying? Do you find that you struggle sticking to your diet and for some reason you spend a good amount of time absolutely starving? So here are the 5 ways that I would use and I have used and all my clients use on how to stop hunger cravings. If you stick around to tip number 5, that is by far the best one you can use. So first of all, before I get into this, what you must understand is being hungry in a deficit isn't a bad thing. Like, yes, you can minimize it. However, being hungry shows to me that you're in a deficit, right? Because your body is craving more food, which shows to me it's dropping off body fat. Obviously, we have less calories coming in compared to what we're exerting out. So first of all, we got either Diet Cokes or black coffee. So what I'd always recommend is, obviously, if you're gonna have black coffee, don't have it past like 2 p.m, just so you can sleep. And then you can have a couple of these throughout the day, as these tend to be quite sweet. So again, you can have it after your meal, or you find that you're feeling a bit peckish. It can help like replace that sweet tooth of yours. The second one we have got is fruit or veg. So like, we've got bananas here, we've got strawberries. Fruit is still calories, like it's still calories. However, what you can do to help with the reasons of staying full is you can lower some of the other portions of your meal, still keep the protein the same, but you can increase the fruit and veg just so you can feel full for a longer period of time. But bear in mind, fruit and veg are still calories, and some fruit, especially ate at large quantities, can add up over time. I would always recommend adding in more vegetables first before you add in more fruit. However, always get a mix of both, because vegetables tend to be lower calories than fruit because they contain less fructose, which is the sugars that you get from fruit. Number 3, we have got underestimated one, using a little spoon and eating your food slower. So the reason why we use a little spoon when we're on a deficit is it will literally force us to eat the food slower because we're taking smaller mouthfuls. And when we eat the food slower, we're going to find it easier, or it's going to give our body more time to digest the food, making us feel more full. And then instead of piling the food like you do normally, it doesn't give your body enough time to actually tell your brain that the food's being digested. Because a lot of the time when you're actually eating food normally, I don't feel full once I've eaten the food. It's normally half an hour later. However, if we use this and we take our time with the food, it will send signals to our brain saying we are full whilst we're eating the food, which is what we want. Number 4, got some eggs here. Lower the carbs and increase the protein, especially if it's a meat source, because protein is statistically known to keep you full for the longest period of time compared to other macronutrients. So what we want to do to help the reason of staying full, just actually increase the protein slightly and then decrease the carbs to obviously make sure you're still in a deficit. Lastly, I actually don't have this, but the last one, again, this, in my opinion, right, is the best one, and that is fasting until midday/afternoon, or following the 16-to-8 rule. So you don't eat for 16 hours and you eat for 8 hours, or you don't eat for 16 hours and you have an 8-hour window to eat. This is what got me through my cut, right? I would be fucking starving all the time, but if I can eat more in the evening when I'm relaxing, I tend to eat more in the evening anyway. So in that way, obviously, it will stop you over consuming your calorie deficit in the evening time because you actually have a good amount of food to eat. And I've used this on a lot of my clients, and fuck me, does it work, right? So let's say you wake up at 6 in the morning, for example, you don't eat until 12, and then you spend 12 to 8 eating, and then you go sleep at, let's say, 10, and you repeat that same process. So if you got to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. Comment below what you want to see next, and make sure you like and subscribe. But I hope you all have a lovely week. I shall see you a lot in a bit.